Welcome to Business for People in a Hurry. Today, we're diving into something extraordinary, a story that pushes the boundaries of human ambition and engineering. I'm talking about SpaceX's bold quest to master rocket reusability, as detailed in Eric Berger's book, Re-entry. Now, picture this, the jaw-dropping video of SpaceX's Starship launch. That moment when the first stage rocket flips midair, gracefully descends, and is caught by those mechanical arms, chopsticks, they call them. It feels like science fiction, but it's real. It's engineering wizardry that didn't just happen overnight. Decades of relentless drive, sacrifice, and innovation led to that moment, and Re-entry peels back the curtain on how it all came together. Eric Berger, a veteran aerospace journalist, takes us behind the scenes at SpaceX. His previous book, Liftoff, told the scrappy underdog story of SpaceX's early days, leading to the first Falcon 1 launch in 2008. But Re-entry? This is the big leagues. This is the story of how SpaceX grew from a fledgling startup into a dominant force in aerospace engineering. At the heart of the story is Elon Musk, a figure as polarizing as he is fascinating. Whether you admire him or roll your eyes at his antics, there's no denying his impact. Right now, he's not just the CEO of SpaceX, he's making waves politically, rumored to be leading the Department of Government Efficiency. But Re-entry goes beyond the headlines, exploring how Musk's leadership blends visionary ambition with relentless execution. The book tells two intertwined stories. First, there's the long-term mission driving short-term breakthroughs. For Musk, colonizing Mars isn't a pipe dream, it's the goal. Everything SpaceX does serve this vision, reducing rocket launch costs and increasing their frequency. And the key to that? Reusability. Musk's mantra of fail fast, learn faster drives a culture of rapid iteration and modular design. Every failure becomes a stepping stone. The second story? Sacrifice. SpaceX's success isn't just Musk's vision, it's built on the relentless dedication of a young, idealistic team. Musk's leadership philosophy is clear. Lofty goals demand immense effort. He pushes his team to the brink, creating an environment where you either thrive, burn out, or move on. It's not for everyone, but for those who stay, the rewards are monumental. What makes Musk's leadership unique is that he doesn't lead from the sidelines. He's hands-on, asking tough questions, pushing boundaries, and learning everything he can about the work. He's a paradox, a visionary dreamer, and an exacting taskmaster. It's this duality that drives SpaceX forward. So, how did SpaceX conquer its second decade? How did they master rocket reusability and build something as ambitious as Starship? And what does it mean to work in a culture that demands so much, yet achieves the seemingly impossible? This story isn't just about rockets, it's about people, persistence, and the price of innovation. Let's dig in. SpaceX's reusable rockets represent a pivotal breakthrough, redefining space travel and transforming an ambitious dream into a revolutionary reality. Now, here's the thing. This wasn't an idea Elon Musk conjured up one afternoon. The concept had been around since the early 2000s. NASA even explored it with 3 separate projects, but guess what? None of them took off. Budget cuts and a fear of failure kept traditional aerospace giants stuck in neutral. Musk saw it differently. To him, it wasn't a question of complexity, it was about courage. He famously said that the big aerospace companies were too comfortable, too reliant on government contracts to take risks. They had the money and the expertise to pursue reusability, but they didn't. Ironically, the very NASA funding meant to foster innovation ended up breeding caution instead. For SpaceX, reusability wasn't just a cool idea, it was essential. Competing with Boeing and Lockheed Martin meant slashing costs, cutting launch prices to a fraction of what the market charged. Musk wanted to bring heavy rocket launches under $60 million. Why? Because his ultimate goal wasn't just about dominating the commercial launch market, it was about getting humanity to Mars. And to colonize Mars, you need frequent, affordable rocket launches. Reusable rockets were the foundation of that vision. But here's the thing, making rockets reusable wasn't just hard, it was borderline impossible. Imagine trying to drive across Los Angeles, hitting every green light in rush hour traffic. That's the level of precision Musk and his team were aiming for. Let's break it down. Making a Falcon 9 rocket reusable meant mastering three critical phases: surviving re-entry, stabilizing descent, and landing gracefully. Re-entry alone is brutal. Rockets face extreme heat and crushing pressure, enough to obliterate anything unprepared. To pull this off, SpaceX had to restart the rocket's engines 3 separate times, first to slow it down, then to control its orientation, and finally for a soft, pinpoint landing. No one had done this before ever. But here's the catch: reusability comes with a cost. To save enough fuel for landing, they had to carry extra fuel, which reduced payload capacity. They added landing legs, fins, and other hardware, all of which made the rocket heavier. Musk's solution? Ultra-cold liquid oxygen. By chilling the oxidizer to near solid levels, they could cram more of it into the tanks, boosting thrust by 10%. It was classic Musk, an elegant fix for a complex problem. Even the fueling process was overhauled. SpaceX reversed NASA's decades-old protocol, fueling the rocket after the payload was loaded. Why? To minimize the time the ultra-cold oxidizer sat in the tank. This change wasn't just innovative, it was revolutionary. Musk had to convince NASA to rewrite decades of standard procedure. Think about that. Then came the moment everyone remembers: the first stage rocket landing. Watching a Falcon 9 touchdown with surgical precision was awe-inspiring. But here's the thing: landing was just step one. Making that rocket fly again? That was a whole other challenge. After recovery, the rocket had to be disassembled, inspected, and rebuilt. Valves, pipelines, and critical components had to be replaced or redesigned. After the first successful recovery, Musk pushed for a quick relaunch. It didn't go smoothly. Engines restarted, but one failed, then another. The entire rocket had to be stripped down and rebuilt from scratch. Over the next year, they ended up redesigning more than half of the Falcon 9's engine components. And this is where SpaceX's culture comes in. Musk's philosophy of rapid experimentation and modular design became the backbone of their success. Every failure was treated as data. Every setback became an opportunity to refine the process. This relentless pursuit of improvement wasn't just a strategy, it was a mindset. So, the next time you see a Falcon 9 landing with effortless precision, remember this: it's the result of years of grit, persistence, and a vision that refused to be grounded. That touchdown isn't just a feat of engineering, it's a testament to what happens when courage meets relentless innovation. How did Elon Musk transform SpaceX from a scrappy startup into an industry powerhouse? The answer lies in his relentless pursuit of speed, cost efficiency, and simplicity. These principles, coupled with his ability to galvanize a team around bold visions, created a blueprint for reshaping aerospace. First up, speed. Musk doesn't just aim to solve problems, he's racing against the clock to revolutionize entire industries. Bill Gates called it the mindset of an impatient optimist, believing in the impossible and wanting it done yesterday. Look at SpaceX's progression. After the Falcon 1's first successful launch, Musk didn't celebrate. He pivoted immediately to building the Falcon 9 with 9 bundled engines. When the Falcon 9 became a reliable workhorse, he pushed for reusability. Then he went bigger, creating the Falcon Heavy by strapping together 3 Falcon 9s. And even that wasn't enough. Starship, designed for Mars colonization, was already on his mind. This relentless pace pushed SpaceX's team to their limits. Early employees were young, passionate, and willing to sacrifice weekends and vacations. They camped out at launch sites and burned the midnight oil, but the intensity took its toll. By 2012, many of the original team members had left, unable to keep up with Musk's drive. Yet, even when SpaceX missed his ambitious deadlines, they still outpaced everyone else in the industry. Next, let's talk cost-cutting. Musk didn't just cut costs, he annihilated them. In the early days, he personally reviewed every expense. Here's a story: recovering the Dragon capsule required ships, but NASA's recovery teams were far too expensive. Musk rented 2 civilian ships at $100,000 per day, agonizing over the cost before reluctantly approving it. That mindset, questioning every dollar, became SpaceX's culture. Even transporting rockets became an exercise in frugality. While traditional aerospace companies relied on specialized aircraft or slow-sea transport, SpaceX retrofitted trucks. They crawled rockets across the country at 10 miles an hour, maneuvering under overpasses and dodging low-hanging wires. It was unconventional, but it saved money. Musk also challenged his engineers to rethink the supply chain. Instead of using traditional aerospace suppliers charging sky-high prices, SpaceX found cheaper, more creative solutions. One example? They replaced a cryogenic latch for the Dragon capsule with a NASCAR safety belt latch, slashing costs by 90%. Musk's philosophy was simple. If consumer-grade technology, like what's in your smartphone, is better and cheaper, why not use it? Finally, simplicity. Musk's obsession with modular design and rapid iteration was the secret sauce for reusability. In the beginning, refurbishing rockets after each flight was slow and expensive. But instead of settling, SpaceX chipped away at the problem with incremental improvements. The Falcon 9 evolved into the Block 5, a rocket that's stronger, more efficient, and capable of dozens of reuses with minimal refurbishment. The results? SpaceX now launches more rockets annually than every other operator combined. They manage more satellites in orbit than the rest of the world put together. And the Falcon 9? It's not just a rocket, it's a symbol of what's possible when you challenge the status quo. SpaceX's dominance isn't just about rockets, it's about challenging assumptions and rewriting the rules of innovation. Musk's formula, moving fast, cutting costs, and embracing modular simplicity, proves that when ambition meets grit, the impossible becomes achievable. What makes SpaceX thrive while other Musk ventures like X stumble? At SpaceX, the formula is simple, a long-term vision paired with short-term, relentless execution. On one hand, there's Musk's obsession with the big picture, turning humanity into an interplanetary species. Every decision, every innovation feeds into that goal. On the other, there's this constant, high-pressure push to make today better than yesterday. No excuses, no delays. The result? World-changing breakthroughs that seem impossible until they happen. Now, why does this approach work so well at SpaceX but flounder at X, formerly Twitter? Let's break it down. First, at SpaceX, Musk is the heartbeat. His vision isn't just compelling, it's electrifying. Colonizing Mars? That's not a business plan, it's a purpose. The team rallies around it like a religion. But at X, Musk doesn't carry the same weight. Sure, he's a prolific user of the platform, but using a product isn't the same as creating a unifying vision for it. X has become more Musk's personal megaphone than a breeding ground for groundbreaking ideas. Second, there's a cultural mismatch. SpaceX thrives on a young, ambitious workforce that idolizes Musk's ideals. They'll endure sleepless nights and brutal schedules because they believe in the mission. But X, it inherited a very different ethos. Silicon Valley engineers aren't built to worship at Musk's altar, especially as his personal views become more polarizing. Without that alignment, the cohesion Musk needs to drive innovation just isn't there. Third, there's a fundamental difference between a company Musk builds from scratch, like SpaceX or Tesla, and one he acquires, like X. SpaceX is grounded in engineering determinism. Every problem is a puzzle to solve through iteration and data. X, however, deals with societal and human complexities that can't be brute-forced with the same engineering mindset. Musk underestimated how much harder it is to innovate in a space shaped by people rather than physics. So, why does Musk's leadership work so well at SpaceX? It all comes back to the mission. When the Falcon 9 landed vertically for the first time, Musk said, "History will remember this moment as a step toward humanity becoming an interplanetary species." That's Musk, a leader who doesn't just inspire a team, but galvanizes a movement. And then there's his knack for finding unconventional talent. One of SpaceX's key engineers came not from MIT or Caltech, but from SeaWorld. Designing rocket valves turned out to have surprising parallels to building water systems for orcas. Musk doesn't care where you came from, he cares what you can do. He's also brilliant at creating moments for his team to shine. Look at SpaceX's live streams. At first, Musk thought they were a distraction. But when millions tuned in to watch launches, it wasn't just PR gold. It became a magnet for top talent. Musk used those streams to spotlight the engineers, letting the world see the human ingenuity behind the rockets. But let's not gloss over the cost of this culture. SpaceX runs on brutal work schedules 80, sometimes 100 hours a week. Meetings with Musk are high-stakes affairs where underperformance can mean the end of your career. As one veteran put it, every meeting with him feels like it could be your last. Burnout is common. People eventually leave, choosing their families and health over Musk's unrelenting pace. For Musk, that's just part of the model. Employees are part of a fast-paced system, with high turnover driven by the relentless demands of SpaceX's culture. It's harsh, but it works for now. The rewards are real, though. SpaceX offers stock options and unparalleled experience. For young engineers, it's like earning a black belt in innovation. You leave tougher, sharper, with a resume that's pure gold. Let's bring this home with a bang. Elon Musk, love him or loathe him, he's the man rewriting the playbook for, well, everything. Rockets? He doesn't just launch them, he lands them. Cars? He's electrified an entire industry. And now, he's taking aim at the government machine itself. It's like watching a blockbuster where spreadsheets and spaceships take center stage. At his core, Musk is a paradox. He's a visionary who thrives on chaos, someone who dreams up Martian colonies and electric highways and makes us believe they're not just possible, they're inevitable. Think about it. Landing rockets used to be science fiction, but Musk made it a Tuesday at SpaceX. That level of ambition is magnetic. It pulls in the best minds and the boldest dreamers. But here's the catch. Working with Musk isn't a job, it's an endurance test. Imagine keeping pace with someone who's always sprinting, always pushing harder. It's inspiring, sure, but it's exhausting. For every Falcon 9 success, there's a trail of burnout left behind. It's brilliance, but it comes with a price. And then there's the wild card. Musk isn't infallible. Take Twitter, or X, or whatever we're calling it now. It's a completely different beast, a world of culture, memes, and human connection. The engineering mindset that works wonders with rockets, not such a smooth fit when it comes to navigating the social media labyrinth. Now, I've got a challenge for you. What's your moonshot? What's that one impossible goal that keeps you dreaming big? Let me know in the comments. I'm here for your bold ideas. And if you're as fascinated by Musk's story, or you're just along for the chaos, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Together, let's keep pushing limits, questioning everything, and reaching for the stars. Because the future? It belongs to the dreamers. See you next time.